different is this training camp for you from maybe the last couple years?
You know what? It's kind of too early to tell so far. You know, we just kind of got in, had meetings, and have a little walkthrough so far. But it's different people. You know, it's always that way a little bit. Turnover, new guys, some guys leave. So really, it's kind of to be determined yet, because I'm kind of excited to get on the field and do real football with these guys.
You've had such a good thing going with Antonio through the years. Is that going to be a real transition for you in this camp?
Well, it'll be different. I mean, I think the things that we did together was some things that no one's really ever done. I mean, Peyton and Marvin maybe. I mean, just in the last few years that we did, it was pretty special. So it's going to be hard to make up for that. But I'm going to do my best to still bring my A game, and I know we've got other guys on this team that are ready to step up and bring everything they can to the table.
Ben, did you see enough of Deontay Johnson in the spring to have any type of expectations for him this year?
Yeah, there's some excitement there for sure. I think any young guy that comes in needs to always work conditioning. No rookie ever comes in and is in great condition. And I saw him run his conditioning test yesterday, and I don't even think he was barely breathing. So you can tell that and I heard that he was here a lot in the offseason working. So you can tell that he really took that to heart, that he needed to get in shape, and I've seen that so far, even though it's early. The next thing I want to see is how he plays and reacts with pads on, because a lot of us look good with shorts and T-shirts, but once the pads come on and you have the capability of getting hit and stuff, we'll see what happens. But I'm excited for it.
Have you seen any difference in JuJu? Now that he's the number one guy, maybe in a way he comports himself or anything like that?
I think he's himself, and that's what makes him special. He's still fun and fun-loving and silly at times, but I have seen him, because this is his third year, you see some growth and maturity, and you see him kind of accepting that leadership role, especially in that room.
Ben, how can this year's offense be better than last year's? What can fans look forward to?
Well, I think, I have to play better. I need to be – I'll always start with myself, and it starts with me because I have the ball in my hands. I need to make sure that I distribute the ball to guys and make sure that I don't turn the ball over. And I know the rest of the guys are excited about what they bring to the table. I'm excited for guys from tight ends to running backs to receivers. Obviously, the line is who they are, pretty special. So, it's kind of to be determined. Yeah, I think that's the fun part. There's still a little mystery out there.
What do you want to see from those receivers that are vying for the targets that are now available for these to go in?
To me, I know what they can do. I know that they can catch. I know they can play. I want to see who makes the least amount of mistakes, who can get a subtle hand signal, who can, interpret even, visual signals, just kind of looks and things like that. So that's the fun part. That's the part that I enjoy and that they've enjoyed so far too, I think, and just seeing how we can mesh together.
So it may not be the things obvious to fans, but just
probably not.
Yeah.
And some of it might be. I mean, if you come out here and you see some big plays by guys, I think that'll be pretty neat. But there's the things that I'm excited for, the little subtle nuances for sure.
Ben, a lot of your teammates talked about just kind of a focus on football. We didn't see flashy entrances, helicopters, things like that. Do you like that approach, just kind of that no nonsense, come here, focus on football and that sort of thing?
Well, I think that's what we have to do. We missed the playoffs last year, so we need to get back there, and we need to be better. And it starts with playing football.
Ben, would you like to or have any plan to throw it less this year?
I'll do whatever it takes to win. I spoke to the offense last night about that. I don't care. I'm the type of guy, and you guys that have been around me and the guys on this field that have been around me know that I'd rather throw for 5 yards and win than 500 and lose. I'll just take a win. So whatever we need to do to win football games, make the playoffs, and try and win a Super Bowl, that's what I'm up for.
Ben, you still feel the same jolt and excitement coming here to get started?
Yeah, probably
again?
more so. I was talking to my wife last night and then talking to a couple of the coaches before I came, just kind of getting ready for it. And I don't know, I'm excited for this year. I'm not really sure why yet, other than I'm just excited to be around the guys.
Are you going to follow the same regimen you've done the last few years, full day, half day?
Yes, as far as I've been told so far.
How different of a quarterback are you now, skill set, everything else, from, let's say, 10 years ago?
Not quite as fast. Not that I was ever really a blazer, but I'd like to think that my arm is just as strong. I really spent a lot of time with my trainer working on my shoulders and back and things for throwing. So I'd like to think that my arm hasn't dropped off, and really as you get older you have to work on mobility and things like that. So a lot of stuff we've been working on is kind of short area in the pocket type movement. So truthfully, physically I feel as good as I have. Obviously the knees and things wear down a little bit as you get older, but I still feel sharp mentally too, so that's important.
What do you notice about the defense?
Well, from OTAs, from the spring, I was excited. They were flying around. I know we've said things like that in the past, but just to see how fast guys are moving, covering from secondary guys, the linebackers, D-line, it felt like, even on a simple run play where, the way we play and our coach is to let the runners run, right, so you can get some pursuit. It felt like all 11 guys on defense were, getting to the runner, getting to a receiver, and it just feels like there's more energy over there, and I'm excited to see. And I know they're waiting to get pads on because that kind of is the exclamation point to a defense. So we'll see when we get out here and do some of these things. But I'm excited for them because I think they seem to be a really fast defense.
And what do you need to see from your Dobbs or Rudolph to be comfortable with your number 2?
Well, that's a coach's decision on who's the number 2 guy. I'll just continue to have good relationships with those guys and help them however they ask.
And when you talk to the offense, what do you tell them about getting off to a good start? What are some of your words in that regard?
We've in the past we've kind of had in past seasons we've either started slow or started fast, and I think when you come out of the gate fast, and that even comes to here, like being early to walkthroughs and early to meetings, and just showing a love and a dedication to be out here and to really start fast with meetings too. So. I'm excited to get out here to see how guys react to those comments and things that we've all mentioned to each other, and I think that can help transition into starting fast during the season in terms of games.
What was your reaction to Mike Tomlin's extension?
Happy for him. Anytime that you can lock up your boss and stay here for another year, it brings stability to a team.
Ben, Ryan Switzer yesterday talked about how there's 170 targets available for your receivers. Would you rather spread those around, or would you like to see one guy come up and be the focal point, kind of opposite JuJu?
We'll just let Ryan get all 170 since he brought it up. No, I think that's what my game has kind of always been that way anyway. Spread the ball around, get it to guys I try and get guys that are open, the best matchups, things like that. So, I think it'll be a combination of a lot of guys. I really do, from tight ends to running backs to receivers. Moncrief being a new guy here, we expect him to do a lot of things. So. I'm really excited about all the guys. I think they all can get a big chunk of that.
Do you get the sense, or do you share the belief that this team is perhaps being overlooked, that you're not being talked about as a contender as you perhaps were in the past?
Well, we didn't make the playoffs, so it's probably deservedly so. We need to come out and prove that we can be, a force to be reckoned with, but that's only going to happen on the field. Sorry, Pepsi got a nice little ad going back there, though.
Just some of the criticism you took from ex-players, do you use any of that as motivational fuel?
You know what? I'm only focused on guys that are here. That's all that really matters to me, is the guys that are here, that are in this locker room, that are on this team, and that's all I should focus on.
What's the future of your radio show?
Haven't made a final decision yet, and luckily I have a few weeks to decide.
Ben, when it comes to motivation, how much does the Super Bowl, winning another Super Bowl, fuel you?
That's much more motivation for me than what people say. I told the guys last night I'll be selfish when it comes to that. I want to win Super Bowls, and so that, truthfully, that should be all our motivation. And so that's what's driving me right now.
Some people don't think this team can win one.
That's fine. It's really early. No one's won a game or lost a game yet.
And yesterday, Switz talked about the importance of being here for the entire training camp, which you didn't get in last year. How big is that from your perspective to get to work with him?
Well, it'll be huge because I liked what he did last year, and he did some really good things for even being here a short period of time. You saw it with Vance. Vance came in at the end of 2 years ago, and you saw his improvement last year. So I think we're all really excited about what he could bring to the table.
So you're going to play through your contract, being healthy, everything else being the same?
Am I going to play
into the final year?
I plan on playing my contract out. I've honored all my contracts to date, so that's my goal.
Could you play beyond?
I'm going to play to my end of my contract, and then I'll decide anything after that.
JuJu, plenty of expectations on you coming into this season on the field. A lot of expectations on how you would arrive into camp. Why the decision for no grand entrance yesterday?
I mean, it's nothing really to it. I mean, I guess some guys are different. More so, I'm just here to work, and just win games and win the Super Bowl. And that's the main focus, to focus on our team and work together.
A lot of guys coming in here mentioning team ball. Do you notice that? Is there something different around here?
Oh, most definitely, man. You see everyone's on the same page. We started practice 10 minutes early, and that's that's unusual for us to do that. But, no one's is late, and everyone's like 10, 15 minutes early on the field. Like, we're all in it for the same reasons. And you see, our mindset with the team is very positive.
This is your third year, but do you feel like a leader right now? Do you feel like almost like a vet here?
Yeah, there's times where I'm still a kid, and I have my times where I play around, but I'll say a couple words here and there, but at the end of the day, I try to show by playing on the field and just showing how to make plays in ball.
What did you work on the last few months to try to refine your game?
Man, cardio, but I don't know why. Like, the first day it was so tough. Like, it was pretty, like, the humidity, the being out here, how hot it was. Obviously running routes, catching, pretty much all the basic stuff that we would normally do.
Did you add a little size? Look a little,
yeah, so I kind of like coming in to training camp, being over like 220, and then by the time I leave here, I'm like around 215, 214. That's where I usually play at.
Can you feel the weight of the expectations now with AB gone and you being the number one option?
It's more so like there was not really weight on my shoulders. It's like, I've been doing this my whole life. It's just another opportunity, not just for myself, but for my other teammates to, we all step up and make plays. I believe everybody on our team's the number one, to Moncrief, to James is, who's ever's in there making those plays, that's who we rocking with, And I'm focused on the guys here and not the guys who are not here.
Do you like the fact that making plays sometimes will involve you taking the coverage away from other guys like Vance McDonald and Moncrief and Johnson and all the other guys?
Oh, for sure, naturally. I think anybody who balls out, week one, week two, they're gonna double team Moncrief, they're gonna double team me, and it just gives more opportunities to other guys to make their plays.
Happy with your first day, you beat Hayden and Nelson on deep routes.
I mean, I got lucky. Those two guys, they gave it to me. They kind of pulled up when I start opening strides. But I mean, there's days, where Joy Hayden and Nelson, they get me, with picks and stuff like that. So, we're just working to get better every day.
You think this offense will look different? You think this offense will look different at all?
I mean, just the chemistry that we have right now, you can see it changing slowly.
So have you seen anything new out of the secondary this year?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, we got the same guys who've been playing last year. Obviously, we got Nelson back. We got Nelson now, and everyone's back. So we're just working. Not obviously our new draft picks are helping out a lot. So it's be very interesting to see how he does and everybody else.
So how did you get
the receivers have shown up to camp in helicopters and chauffeured vehicles, and you kind of snuck in a side door yesterday? Conscious effort to be really quiet?
Not so. I mean, everybody made a big deal about like coming in a certain way. I can really care less on how you come in, because at the end of the day, how you come in, that's just you personally. More so it's for myself. It's just like, I'm coming in to work. I don't really need all the paparazzis and the people taking pictures of like, oh, JuJu came in this way, JuJu rode a bike, JuJu rode that. Nah, JuJu came here to work, and it's not about me, it's about the team.